Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech, and in this video I'll be showing you the most important tips and tricks for your Tecno Phantom 9. So guys, here's my phone. This is the Tecno Phantom 9, and first thing I want to show you are the navigation gestures. So to enable navigation gestures, first you need to go to settings, then select system navigation. Now there are three different options. First one is key navigation, that's this 3-button navigation. Next we have gesture navigation. So once you enable it, navigation bar is hidden. Now if you want to go back, you can swipe from the right side and you go back. If you swipe from the center, you go to the home screen. Finally, if you swipe from the left side, you go to the recent apps page. These gestures are pretty simple and pretty similar to the Samsung phones. Anyway, next we have mixed navigation, which are the navigation gestures from Android Pie. So once you enable it, this is the new navigation bar. You just get two buttons, back and home button. Now the back button is the same old back button. You can click it to go back a step. Home button is the same. You can touch it to go home. Now for recent apps, you can swipe up on the home button. So here we go. This is the recent apps page. And finally, you also have a nice little gesture where you can swipe the home button left side to switch between applications. So this is how it looks like, and as you can see, it's not responding very well. That's the same with most of the phones except for the Pixel phones. So I will not recommend you to use this particular gesture. Instead, go with the regular gestures or the 3-button navigation. Next, this phone also has one-handed mode. So if you want to give it a try, you need to go to the notification toggles, and you have the toggle over here that says one hand. And once you do that, your display screen size will shrink, and it's now much more usable single-handedly. You can literally do anything and everything in this mode, and as I've said, it's much more usable single-handedly. You can click this button to move the screen to the left side, and you can play around with it in this way. Finally, once you're done, you can click this button to go full screen. Next, this phone also has something called Smart Panel, and you can see this bar over here. You can swipe over it to pull it out. At the top, we have some quick actions, like you can take a screenshot. We can also start video recording by clicking the second button, and if you click the plus button, you have some extra actions, and below we have some quick applications. Now these are some quick applications that can be accessed with just a click of a button. So let's say if I want to open Google Chrome, I can open Smart Panel and select Google Chrome to open Google Chrome. So it is that simple. By the way, if you don't like the Smart Panel and want to completely remove it, you can do it from the settings. Just go to settings, then select Smart Panel. Now disable the toggle and the Smart Panel is completely removed. Now going on next, I'll show you how you can hide this notch at the top. For that, go to settings. Once you're in settings, select display settings and then select notch area display. Now once you select the second option, area near the notch, that's the status bar, is completely blacked out, and now the notch is almost invisible. Because of the AMOLED display on this phone, blacks are truly blacks and you clearly can't see if there is a notch or not. So it's pretty cool. Now going on next, if you want to use an OTG pen drive on this phone, it doesn't work right out of the box. For it to work, you need to go to settings, then select connected devices and enable this toggle. Once you do that, OTG pen drives will be detected on this phone. Next, I'll show you how to take a screenshot. On this phone or literally any other Android phone, if you want to take a screenshot, you can press the volume down and power button both at the same time to take a screenshot. And there we go. It works everywhere and it is pretty easy. Now there is another easy way to take a screenshot, that's by using the 3-finger screenshot. Just swipe down using 3 fingers to take a screenshot. Now for some reason, if this gesture is not working for you, go to settings, then select micro intelligence and make sure this particular toggle is enabled. If it is enabled, you can take a screenshot by swiping down using 3 fingers. Next, I'll show you how to take a long screenshot. For that, first take a regular screenshot. You can either use the buttons or the gesture. Now once you take a screenshot, you have these options at the bottom. Now click the first option, and the page will start scrolling automatically, and once it reaches the end, you will get a long screenshot. And here's our long screenshot. Just click save to save the screenshot. Now as you have seen, whenever we take a screenshot, we get some additional options as well. Now this is pretty cool. Once you click the second option, you also get a preview of that screenshot inside the phone layout, which looks pretty cool to share online. Now besides that, you have some additional options, like you can crop the screenshot, you can write on it and do crazy more stuff. Next, I'm going to show you some important gestures. For that, let's go to settings once again and select micro intelligence. Now first we have tap to wake. So once you enable this feature, you can double tap the screen to wake it up. Now if you're using face unlock feature, you can simply double tap the screen wakes up, sees your face and unlocks the phone. So that's a pretty cool way to use the phone. Next we have flip mute. Once you enable this feature, you can simply flip your phone to mute incoming calls. Now let's say I just got a call, I can then flip the phone to silence it. It's a pretty cool gesture. Next, I'm going to show you how you can change your default apps, default messaging application, default launcher and so on this phone. Then select apps and notification. Now select default apps. Now from this page, you can change your default browser, gallery application, home launcher and so on. Next, if you want to display the network usage on the status bar, this is what you need to do. Go to settings, then select network and internet and enable this toggle. Once you do that, you can see the network usage on the status bar right over here beside the battery percentage. In the same way, if you want to display the battery percentage on the status bar, you need to go to settings, then select battery lab and enable this toggle. Once you do that, you will be able to see the battery percentage inside the battery icon. Next, this phone has a lot of cool features to improve your battery life. So to check them out, go to settings and then select battery lab and select professional settings. Now first we have battery saver mode. Now on most phones we can just enable or disable battery saver, but on this phone we can set it to automatically turn on at a specific battery percentage. So just enable it and choose the battery percentage, and once the phone reaches that battery percentage, battery saver will turn on automatically. It's a pretty cool feature. Next we have WhatsApp mode, which is a pretty cool feature available only on this phone. Now once you enable this feature, only WhatsApp will have access to internet in the background. If you're using any other application, let's say Amazon, Flipkart or anything, when you open that application, it will have access to internet. But once you close it, that application will not have access to internet. In that way, you will still receive messages from WhatsApp immediately and still save some battery life and some data. So that's pretty cool. You can also enable or disable WhatsApp mode directly from the notification toggles, just by doing that. Next, this phone has a lot of cool gestures for the home screen. Now this is the default launcher, and as you can see, when I do a swipe up gesture, it takes me to the app drawer, and when I do a swipe down gesture, it takes me to the custom search. Now if you don't like these gestures, you can simply long press in an empty area, then click desktop settings, and now select gesture settings. Now these are all the gestures that are available on this phone, and I just want to change one thing, that's slide down on the launcher and select it to notification bar. Once I do that, I can do a swipe down gesture now to pull down the notification bar, which is much more useful than the earlier gesture. So that's pretty cool. And as you have just seen in the settings, we can also hide applications, so that's pretty cool as well. You can just press the plus button and hide all the apps that you don't want to see and click done, and once you go back, all those apps will be hidden in the app launcher. So if you want that feature, this phone still offers that. Now going on next, this phone also has a pretty cool feature called freeze. You can find it on your home screen. This is the app icon. Once you open it up, this is how the user interface looks like. Now over here you can add applications. Now once you add any application to this list, all those applications will be frozen. When you open them, you can still access them and use them, but once you close them, all these applications will be frozen and stopped. They won't be allowed to run in the background. So this feature helps you save some battery and improves the overall performance of the phone. So that's once again a pretty cool feature. Next, this one also has a dedicated eye care mode to help protect your eyes at night. So to enable that, you need to go to settings, display settings, then select eye care, and you can enable it from here. Once you enable this feature, it puts a warm tint on the screen and protects your eyes at night. Now from this page, you can also change the intensity of this warm tint, and you can also schedule it to automatically turn on at a specific time. So that's pretty cool. You can also access it or turn it on from the notification toggles, and you have the toggle over here. Now the eye care mode is enabled and you can disable it with just a touch. Now for the final tip, we can also change fonts on this phone. I really don't do it, but many people like to do it. So if you want to change the font on this phone, go to settings, then select display settings, then select font style. Now these are the themes that come pre-installed, and if you still want more, you can do it by using their app called Hi Themes. So this is the Hi Themes app, and you can download extra fonts by selecting Discovery and Fonts. Now these are all the fonts that are available, and you can download any one of them pretty easily and then apply them as well. So guys, these are the most important tips and tricks for your Tecno Phantom 9. If I missed out on anything important, do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description. It always helps the channel. If you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag #GreedyTech on Twitter, and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.